Arabic with Imran is all about getting people to love learning Arabic by speaking, making heaps of mistakes, and just having a go.
Welcome to another lesson of Arabic with Imran. In today's lesson, we're going to go through the letters. How hard is it to pronounce Arabic letters?
I think not that hard. Like a lot of people, when they're first learning Arabic, it's like, oh, geez, some of these are really hard. But like with every language, you've just got to keep practicing and just keep saying them out loud.
But I think with Arabic it's a bit different because you have to use literally your whole mouth and your throat in some time.
That's true. Yes, there are a lot of guttural sounds that you have to, and you have to distinguish between different parts of the mouth, which is what's called the makharij, how it comes out.
And there's even a letter in Arabic which apparently is not found in any other language on earth. And what is that?
The da.
Dad. Da. I still remember an Arabic guy saying the dad, no one can pronounce the dad except the Arab. And so I was like, is it dad? And he was like, no, see, even you cannot pronounce it.
And he kept going, it's dad. And we're like, you mean dad? And then he goes, no, dad.
So dad. So remember, this is going to be a really interesting one when you try to pronounce this. But why is it really important to pronounce letters properly?
I think when you're speaking a language and you're using somebody else's language to speak to them, it shows that you care enough, that you really try hard to give each of those letters their proper sound, and that you're not just superimposing your own accent, language, everything on top of it. You really want to kind of come from inside their language.
And I think also when you pronounce it, particularly in Arabic, if you mistake a ha for a softer ha, it could completely change the meaning.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's definitely another one because there's a lot of letters in the Arabic language that are very similar. And if you don't pronounce them properly, then yes, the meaning can come out completely different.
All right, Nissa, can you give me an example of where pronunciation is really important?
Okay, so for example, there's two letters. There's ka and qa. So there's a word. So if somebody was to tell someone, okay, you are my heart, and anti qalbi, like, qalb. But then if you accidentally say kalb, anti kalbi, it means you are my dog.
You're my dog, bro.
So yeah, you don't want to get that one mixed up.
And there are also, coming from as a non-Arab speaker, a lot of us, particularly those from Muslim backgrounds, have learned Arabic when they're younger and unfortunately have probably learnt it wrong. I'm from a Malay background, and a lot of my teachers were Malay. Actually, not really. All my teachers were whole random Turkish, Bosnian, all sorts of Somali, all sorts of different teachers. But they would always pronounce Arabic how they would pronounce their own mother language. So, for example, in Malaysia, one of the mistakes that they would pronounce the as zo, with a z, like a za. And in Urdu, for example, they would say, instead of Ramadan, they would say Ramazan. So the da becomes the za.
Right, yep.
Another one that we hear a lot is the dhal, and it comes out like
a zal.
Yeah, zal. So I think it's important to give every letter its haqq, its right. And to further complicate things, in the Arab world, different regions actually pronounce letters differently as well.
Yeah.
So can you give me an example?
Right, so in the Lebanese dialect, the letter qaf, that I mentioned earlier, where it means qalb, so they would just say alb. They wouldn't say the qa at all. They just put a instead of the qa.
So qalbi would become?
Albi.
Albi. In a Khaliji dialect, what would that become?
So qalbi would then become galbi. It would be a g sound. So
the qa is a g sound. And I think in parts of Palestine as well, I've heard some Palestinians also say galbi. But Khaliji definitely becomes a g sound. So qaddam, they'll say like, go straight ahead. They'll say qaddam. And in the Egyptian dialect as well, they don't pronounce the qaf.
Yeah.
So qalam, for example, which is pen, becomes
Alam.
alam. But alam in Arabic also means
Like sickness.
a pain. So, so this is really confusing. But just if you're aware of it, I guess you can kind of negotiate it. Now, another interesting thing about the Egyptian dialect is the jim becomes
Becomes a ga.
a ga. So a gim.
A gim. So, for example, hijab would become hijab.
Hijab. So I guess these are just regional dialects that you kind of should be aware of, but don't stress out too much. But if you hear it, this is we're just kind of giving you a bit of background. We're not going to go through each and every letter because we're going to do that with Sheikh Abs.
Yep.
But Anissa's just going to talk about a few of these letters, which are, they sound similar, and just to pay attention to pronounce each one correctly. So in modern standard Arabic, or formal Arabic, let's go through some of these kind of similar letters and how to properly pronounce them.
Okay. So some of the ones that a lot of beginners tend to get confused with would be the ha, the strong ha, and the soft ha. Ha. There's also the tha and the. So tha is like 3 and the is more like that. Then you've got like a ta and a ta. So ta is kind of like from the front of your mouth, and a ta is more from the center of your mouth. And then you've got the ka that I mentioned earlier, and the qa, which is a bit further back in your throat. And then you've got a va, and the unique letter that is in Arabic, the da. So va and da. So another one is sa and sa. Then you have da and la. And then you have a and a. And some of the more guttural ones that come, really you have to kind of like use your throat really well. You've got the kha and ra. And some of these, it really, what's different is just how you shape your mouth and where you kind of say it from in your throat. But those ones are a bit tricky for lots of beginners.
And you're saying this with a vowel, yeah?
Yeah, with the sound.
All right, let's get stuck into the lesson. And we have a real special guest today. He is our teacher, Sheikh Mawlana Abdurrahman Mawar. He's actually from background Orang Minang, so he's from Minangkabau in Indonesia. But he memorized the Quran at age 10.
Wow.
Moved to Pakistan, learned Urdu, studied 2 years or so in Pakistan, and then the next 6 odd years in Arabic, and did his Mawlana Mufti degree over there. Came back, and now he's a pilot.
Yeah.
So a phenomenal individual. And let's cut to the interview. So what's the first letter?
The first letter is Alif. And the small vowels are A, E, and U.
Alif, A, E, U. All right, what's the second one?
The second letter in Arabic alphabet is Ba. And the small vowels is Ba, B, Bu.
Okay. Ba, B, Bu.
Ta, Ti, Tu.
Ta, Ti, Tu.
Tha. Tha. Thi. Thu.
Tha, tha, thi, thu.
The fifth one is Jim. And the small vowels are Ja, Ji, Ju.
Okay. Jim, ja, ji, ju.
Ha. Ha, Hi, Hu.
Okay. Ha, ha, he, hu. It kind of comes from the
Throat.
yeah. And so when I write ha in transliteration, I'll write it as a 7. Yeah, so you know it's a ha, a strong ha. Okay, what's the next one?
Next one is Kha. And the small vowels are Kha, Khi, and Khu.
Okay. Kha, kha, chi, khu. And this one it's kind of like just spitting almost, or hoiking something up.
Yeah, you're trying to get that balgham out of your throat there, the saliva, or whatever you call it.
Okay. Okay. So, kha, chi, khu. And in transliteration, sometimes they write it as a 5, but I usually don't do that. So when I write kha in transliteration, I'll just put a K and a H.
The next one is Dal. And the small vowels are Da, Di, and Du.
Okay, dal, da, di, do.
Next one is Dhal. The, the, Dhu.
Okay, dal, the, thu.
The next one is Ra. Small vowels are Ra, Ri, Ru.
Okay, ra, ra, ri, ru. And it's kind of that rrr.
The rolling sound.
Okay, alright, so have a crack at that. Alright, what's the next one?
The next one is Zai. The small vowels are Za, Zi, Zu.
Zay, za, zi, zu.
The next one is Sin. The small vowels are Sa, Si, Su.
Okay, sin, sa, si, su.
Next one is Shin. Sha, Shi, Shu.
Okay, shin, sha, shi, shu.
The next one is Sad. Small vowels are Sa, Si, Su.
Okay, sod, saw, si, su. This is a bit of a tricky one, I think.
This is a tricky one. This one, your mouth has to be firm. The other one is sa, just the teeth. They align together, they're connected. But this one is saw with a firm of the mouth.
Okay, try that. And in transliteration, I'll have this to differentiate between a sa and a saw. I'll have the saw as a capital S.
The next one is bod. Bo, bi, bu.
Bod, ba, di, do. This is also a difficult one, and I think Arabic language is the only language that has the dad.
That's correct. Yeah, and it's also with the firm of that mouth that the mouth has to be bloated.
Okay, so bloat your mouth. And what's the next one?
The next one is ta. Ta, ti, tu.
Ta, ta, ti, tu. And again, in transliteration, I'll put this as a capital T, so you can differentiate that from a small t, ta.
The next one is va. Va, vi, and vu.
Va, vi, vu.
The next one is a, ain. And the small vowels are a, ain, u.
Okay. Ain. Ain. Alright. Can you give some advice on, it's not normal pronunciation for an English speaker. Can you give us some advice how to pronounce the ain?
This one is a very, very difficult letter to pronounce because not a lot of people can get it, especially when you just starting to learn Arabic language. This is a very difficult one, and it takes a lot of effort to. Maybe you need to go to a teacher or someone that you know that can pronounce the letter ain to get it right, because usually if you just do it through online or YouTube, it's a bit difficult to know where the origin of that letter comes from in your throat. So
okay, and transliteration, I'm gonna have this as a 3. Yeah, so when you see a 3, it's a ain. Okay.
The next one is ghain. Ra, ri, ru.
Okay. Ghain. Ra, ri, ru.
The next one is fa. Fa, fi, fu.
Fa, fi, fu.
The next one is qaf. And the small vowels are qa, qi, qu.
Qaf, qa, qi, qu. And then this one's a bit of a hard one as well.
It's the K, the Q, qa, qa. So it's throat again. So it deals with the throat. Yeah.
Okay. And what's the next one?
The next one is kaf. Ka, ki, ku.
Kaf, ka, ki, ku.
The next one is lam. La, li, and lu.
Lam, la, li, lu.
The next one is mim, ma, mi, mu.
Okay, mim, ma, mi, mu.
The next one is noon. Na, ni, nu.
Okay, noon, na, ni, nu.
The next one is ha, ha, he, and who.
Ha, he, who. Now this is a softer ha as opposed to the last ha, which was a stronger ha. So when I write this in transliteration, I'm just going to write just a h, a small h.
Yeah, it's just like laughing. Ha ha ha. The next one is wow. Wa, we, woo.
Wow, wa, we, woo.
So the last one is ya. Ya, yi, you.
Ya, yi, you. Okay, is that all there is, or there's a little bit more?
And the other one is Hamza. And Hamza is where it's a, but when you stop on it. So like is a short pause. That's the Hamza.
Yeah, this is a bit hard to explain, but in transliteration, I'll put a 2 there, so you know that there's that kind of stop, there's that short pause. All right, and can you talk a little bit about the long vowels?
So the long vowels are the 3 letters, a, waw, and ya. So if you have the fatha vowel before the alif, you elongate. So you go like darun, dar.
Okay, dar or darun. So when I write dar in transliteration, I'll just put 2 A's, yeah? So you know to elongate the da component, yeah? Dar. What's another example of the ya long vowel?
So you have the vowel ya, and if there is a kasrah vowel before it, you elongate, you'll be like feelun, feel.
Feel. And what does feel mean?
Elephant.
Elephant. So feel, when I write feel, I'll just put EE. Yeah? EE. What's the last one?
The last vowel is the waw vowel. So if you have a dhamma before that waw, it's elongate. So noorun, noor.
Noor. All right, that was Abdurrahman. Abdurrahman's a Quran teacher, so obviously his pronunciation and makharij is going to be absolutely perfect. Yeah. So how about we get some practice from one of our students?
Yep, sounds good. So Yusuf here is from Chicago, and he's going to help us get a bit more practice going through all the letters.
The letters. I think we're going to do the vowels, right?
Yeah, vowels. Yeah, we'll get into it. Okay, now we're going to go through the short vowels. So each of these letters has a short vowel. And one is the fatha, which is a sound. Yeah, it's a little line above the top. and you have a dhamma, which is a wow, yeah. So it's got a little twirly thing on the top.
Yep, over the same letter.
Correct.
You put the twirly thing, and then it's the E sound.
And then the E is the kasra, which is the line underneath. Yeah, kasra. So in a lot of my classes, you might say, like, I go like this, I'm going like that for fatha, that for dhamma, and that for kasra. Just
Okay.
just like
Helps
So
the students out quite a bit.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go through them. All right, let's start off with alif.
Okay, we'll start out with alif. Alif, a, e, u.
A, I, U.
Ba, bi, bu.
Perfect. Ba, bi, bu.
Ta, ti, tu.
Ta, ti, tu.
Ta, thi, tu.
Tha, thi, thu. Okay,
Ja, ji, ju.
Ja, ji, ju.
Ha, hi, hu.
Ha, hi, hu.
Ga, chi, hu.
Ga, chi, hu.
Da, di, du.
Da, di, du.
Tha, vi, thu.
Tha, vi, thu. Okay, what's the next one?
Ra, ra. Ra, ri, ru.
Ra, ri, ru.
Za, zi, zu.
Perfect. Za, zi, zu.
And the next one. Sa, si, su.
Perfect. Sa, si, su.
Sha, shi, shu.
Sha, shi, shu.
All right, next one. Sa, si, su.
Sa, si, su.
This is a harder one. Va, li, lu.
Ba, di, bu.
Ta, ti, tu.
Ta, ti, tu.
Va, vi, vu.
Va, vi, vu.
Ai, ai, u.
A, I, u. Rein.
Rein, rein, ri, ru.
Ra, ri, ru. Okay, now we've cleared our throats. What's the next
Now we're
one?
ready. These are the easier ones already. Fa, fi, fu.
Fa, fi, fu.
Ka, ki, ku.
Qa, qi, qu.
Ka, ki, ku.
Ka, ki, ku. Next one.
Lam. La, li, lu.
La, li, lu.
Mim. Ma, mi, mu.
Ma, mi, mu.
Na, ni, nu.
Na, ni, nu.
Ha, he, who.
Ha, he, hu.
Wa, we, woo.
Wa, we, wu.
Ya, ye, you.
Ya, ye, you. And the last one.
The last one. I, e, u.
A, I, U. All right, thank you very much for that, and hope you enjoy the rest of your stay in Malaysia.
Thank you so much, Imran. I'm really enjoying it, and hopefully we'll continue to get back together.
That's right. All right, that's all from us. Thank you very much, Nisa.
Yep, no worries.
Shukran jazilan.
Afwan, and keep practicing.
And we'll catch you next time. Ma'as salama.
Ma salama.